I want to start with the analysis from Van Jones on the Mamdani speech last night. Listen to what he said.
I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior, even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here, where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight, and there was some other voice on stage.
It's almost like a mask has come off. What a surprise.
Yeah, by the way,
now,
just quick recommendation for anyone in New York. If Mamdani tries to get you on a train, don't go. It's a terrible idea. Stay away from the Mamdani
very good
train.
point, Stu. I might have even gotten onto that train, without realizing. Very good point. Very good point.
I don't think as a German you'll be invited, Glenn.
No trains. No trains. Okay, so here's Mamdani, and this is how angry. Listen how angry he is when he's talking about Donald Trump. Listen to this.
So, Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
I guess turn it up on the TV because he's got something to say.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants.
He's screaming. Why would we need to turn the volume up?
We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks.
Not corruption. Change the tax laws.
We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
A very angry immigrant whose own mother says he doesn't identify as an American. I mean, I can I just spend a minute on this? Because he's absolutely right. New York was built by immigrants. America was built by immigrants. I mean, unless you're a Native American, you're an immigrant. Okay. And I make the case that you might have come from Asia, even if you're an American, native. Go back far enough, you weren't on this continent. So I agree, all built by immigrants. But we have a difference now of immigrants. Listen to this from Teddy Roosevelt. There is no room in this country for hyphenated Americanism. When I refer to hyphenated Americans, I don't refer to naturalized Americans. Some of the very best Americans I've ever known were naturalized Americans, Americans born abroad. But a hyphenated American is not an American at all. This is just as true of a man who puts native before the hyphen as a man who puts German or Irish or English or French before the hyphen. Americanism is a matter of the spirit and the soul. Our allegiance must be purely to the United States. We must unsparingly condemn any man who holds any other allegiance. Think about this. Think about this in what's happening with the Somali communities. Think about Minnesota. Think about Dearborn. Think about New York. Think about what's being said about and to immigrants today. If he is heartily and singly loyal to this republic, then no matter where he was born, he is just as good as an American as anyone else. The one absolute certain way of bringing this nation to ruin, of preventing all possibility of its continuing to be a nation at all, would be to permit it to become a tangle of squabbling nationalities, an intricate knot of German Americans, Irish Americans, English Americans, French Americans, Scandinavian Americans, Italian Americans. Notice, by the way, he's not attacking people of color. These are all people from Western Europe. So this isn't something new, and it's not about racism. Scandinavian? Yeah, boy, you must hate white people. Those are the whitest white people on the planet, for the love of Pete. The men who do not become Americans and nothing else are hyphenated Americans. And there ought to be no room for them in this country. The man who calls himself an American citizen and yet who shows by his actions that he's primarily the citizen in the life of our body politic, he has no place here. And the sooner he returns to the land in which he feels his real heart allegiance, the better it'll be for every good American. There's no such thing as a hyphenated American who's a good American. The only man who's a good American is the man who is an American and nothing else. I mean, you know, when he said that in the early 1900s, he was talking about a whole different class of immigrants, race-wise. But it doesn't matter. Hyphenated American, race. If you are an American, you don't see race. People have in the past, and it's been wrong to do it. And you know who really saw that clearer than anyone else? The progressives. Margaret Sanger being one of them. The progressive movement. They're the ones who wanted to separate races. For the love of Pete. So he's now angry, and he's jamming a wedge between Americans and immigrant Americans. Listen to the next cut here.
As has so often occurred, the billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour. They want the people to
stop for a second. Stu, can you explain that? Play that again. Explain this sentence to me.
The billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour.
Stop. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I mean, the case is that the Republican Party, the rich, evil, rich people, billionaires,
yeah.
Are trying to convince everybody that the problem in our country are the poor people. So
exactly the opposite of what he's doing. He's trying to convince the people who are $20 hour laborers that the 32 billionaire class is their problem, is their enemy.
No, very true. You might find some hypocrisy.
A little bit. Go ahead, play the rest, please.
They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaking a long broken system. We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us.
Yeah, amen. I'm ball for that.
Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves.
Now he goes on the very next sentence, which we didn't grab. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it's the city that gave rise to him. If there is any way to terrify a despot, it's by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. How did Donald Trump accumulate power? How did he do that? Capitalism. Capitalism. He accumulated power by making money, by creating businesses, by building, New York. A lot of New York was built by Donald Trump. So that's how he accumulated power. So what he's saying here, you want to talk about the mask coming off, what he's saying here is we have to now dismantle that system of capitalism because that's what gave him power. One last cut, 47, please.
After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him.
Listen to this.
If there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power.
He's so obsessed with this guy.
This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one.
It's amazing. It's going to be interesting to watch New York City over the next 4 years. Very, very interesting. Because he is... he's going to be pushed by the left. They are going to demand that he does these things, and he wants to do them. So let's see what he gets done and how many great changes are coming to that city.